Use take two. And welcome to the Nick and Adam Show. We are back with another exciting adventure. I'm Nick.
And this is called the Superman. Ow! Ooh, I'm Adam.
So we're going there.
That's stupid, though. I mean, in real life, absolutely not funny. On the page, absolutely uncalled for, especially when you've got kids and stuff reading that stuff.
No, it's one of those you really have to go, who is this for? Who? Because it's not for kids.
No.
It's not for your average Superman fan. You generally have to go like, who are you? Who are we going after with these? You know?
Yeah, it's not the, no, it's just, like I said, when we got into the whole conversation earlier, if you were a victim of that kind of abuse, that's horrible. And then, as where you and I use comic books as an escape from reality, you'd like to think that Superman would be the one that would, if they were real, would save you for something like that. You know what I mean? Or save others. But here he is, he can't save himself. You didn't even need to go there.
No,
you didn't even need to go there.
It's and just so we know what we're talking about here. So we're going off this article that was bounding into comics by Spencer Baculi, Baculi. So this came out the other day. So DC Comics implies Superman was sexually tortured. Scene described as commentary on how in America, when bad things happen to people who are traditionally marginalized, there's this feeling of let's move on. So, according to 12 Years a Slave screenplay writer turned comics author John Ridley, not sure how he got that gig, but his decision to pen a story for DC Comics in which Superman is implied to have been sexually tortured during one of his previous Silver Age adventures was made in order to provide commentary on his personal perception that the prevailing culture in this country is when bad things happen to people who are traditionally marginalized, there is this feeling of, okay, we get it. It was wrong. Let's move on. And, we were talking about this before, and when you put out a statement like that, man, that's such a mouthful, where traditionally marginalized, and that implies so many things. And in this country, is it perfect? Definitely not. But do we try and do better? I think we do. And to say that just because bad things happen, that, well, it needs to be dwelled on, or it needs, or like we don't deal with it. And I'm like, that's not true. I think it's one thing to identify when something's been done wrong, but also, to identify it and then move forward and try and do better. I think that's what we do as Americans, and that's definitely one of the things that Superman has always tried to do. In the DC universe, Superman has always been, according to even other characters in the universe, the best of us.
Right. He is. He's absolutely the best of us. He represents the best of us. Superman gives unlimited chances. I think Smallville did it really well in the last scene that he ever had with Lex Luthor. Lex was dead in season 7. They resurrected him in season 10 for the last episode. And basically they have this banter back and forth. Lex makes all of his threats. And then he basically says, Clark steps forward and says, "I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Lex." And he meant from himself. He didn't mean from falling off a building or getting shot. "I'm sorry I couldn't save you, Lex." He knew he was too far gone. And that's Superman. Now, what was this writer's name?
Give me 1 second. I believe John Ridley. Yes.
Okay. So when Ridley writes about Superman, it'd be one thing if you wrote about it and then you put a spin on it, like, I wanted to let people know that they're not alone. But he didn't say that. He said, I wanna let America know that America's wrong by saying just get over it with stuff. Listen, I don't know what this guy's ever done for a living. I don't know if he's ever picked up a tool. I don't know, and that doesn't make you any more or any less. But I don't know if he's ever like worked hard or like worked in an environment where his coworkers become like family members to him. But I have seen the good in people. I have seen people pass buckets around and cards around in their place of employment to raise money so some coworkers' kids could have a Christmas because that coworker was no longer with us, and it happened to happen at that time. So
And I'm going to guess it didn't matter what color or
it didn't matter
nationality
at all.
or race or creed or what have you.
No, it matters that that one of us was gone. That's what it mattered, and that
It mattered that someone was in need and they recognized it.
exactly, and so I would put it to him to first get a sense of what the charity of the people down here on the blue collar levels and all that stuff, not getting paid big bucks to be a screenwriter. In Hollywood, you get paid. You can become a millionaire and never have your script made. Never.
Oh, yeah.
You just get paid to write stories. And if they go, no, we passed, but thanks. Here's $50,000.
Yeah.
That's their job. $50,000 in a lump sum. And they got to have it taxed, or they got to say that do the taxes on it. But so no, don't tell me. Don't write something like that and then justify it by saying that our mentality in this country is to just get over it and act like it never happened. That's not what we do. We're all trying to survive. We're all trying to do while trying to do the next right thing. And are there exceptions to those rules? Yeah, there are. There's always going to be exceptions to those. There's always going to be bad people. There's hopefully always more good. You heard it here first. That was my cat's tail. But that's my point. I mean, fuck you, man. Come down here and live down here.
And just to clarify, so this is part of Ridley's Untitled Tale features in the first issue of the recent Superman Red and Blue anthology series, and serves as a continuation to a two-part story originally published in the 1970s World Finest, Volume 1, issues number 192 through 193. It basically is a takeoff of a harken back to a story where Batman and Superman get held prisoner at a death camp run by the state's Soviet dictator Colonel Kozlov. So if you want to go check out those issues, go right ahead. I will be passing on those for sure.
I just got one other thing to say about the situation, especially about passing on it. The comic book industry and the big two, Marvel and DC, they're still the same way they basically have always been. Image Comics is really the only exception out there. So Image Comics does it differently. You create your character, you own your character. You leave Image Comics, you can take your character with you. When you create something at DC Comics, you don't get that right. You create something like that at Marvel Comics, you don't get that right. It's work for hire. So you get paid a certain amount. You create a superhero that goes on to be big in the movies. Just the guy who created the Winter Soldier, he makes a good living. He said, he goes, but I created him, and now look at all of this money. I don't get any of it.
Yeah.
So my point is, rather than, as much as we want to boycott DC for the idiots who greenlit something like this, I would boycott the writer. In that case, like if you know that you like to read Chris Claremont, if you like to read Jim Lee's stuff, Grant Morrison stuff, then read that, whether it's produced by Marvel or DC. Don't leave your writers behind, because they need you, and they're the ones who bring us good content. If you like this guy's writing, well, all the more power to you. But if you want to boycott something, boycott this guy instead of the whole throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
Well, and to clarify, we do not condone going after people on social media or at all. So we just say, if you don't like someone, it's like a TV show. If you don't like the channel, turn the channel. Don't watch it.
I'm not saying go blow this guy's Twitter up or anything like that. I'm simply saying if you don't like his writing, don't read his writing.
Yeah, if you don't like the book, don't buy the book.
Don't buy the book. But I'm giving folks an authentic, truthful reason why boycotting DC would be a mistake, because the other writers that you do enjoy at DC would be shortchanged.
And we'll be getting to one DC book that I'm reading that I'm very excited about, but we will do that towards the end once we do what we're reading. Book of Boba Fett just released the first chapter. What'd you think?
I would like to talk about the Mandalorian first.
Okay.
Because I'm going to start talking in my Apocalypse Now voice. Oh. It's impossible to tell the story of Boba Fett without telling the story of the Mandalorian. No, all right, my story with the Mandalorian is this. I watched it. I was like, oh, my God, this is fun. This is awesome. He's a badass. Can't wait for the next episode. Oh, my God, can't believe they left off on that. Then I watched the Book of Boba Fett, and I feel like I am in 100%, but this is gritty. This is gritty, man. It's like we want to rule with respect. Well, yeah, he wants to see people. He wants people. Spoilers. He wants people of Tatooine to see him walking around on two legs. They showed him. They gave us what I've always wanted to see, and I hope I don't die now that I've seen it. Escaping the Sarlacc pit.
Were you okay with that, or did it? To me, I was like, it seemed a little, I don't want to say easy. I wish it would have seemed spent a little more time with that scene. Like, but I was like, it seemed a little easy, but I was like, okay.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but we also can't do a whole episode where it's in the Sarlacc pit. I mean, we could.
I would say I disagree.
Yeah, we could.
But I think it was. I don't know if it's total closure or hopefully it'd be one of those things almost like in Arrow where they might harken back periodically to the Sarlacc pit or not. Hey, buddy.
Question then. Right. Oh, you mean like being on the island?
Yes. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the island every single episode for five seasons or whatever.
What did you think of? All right. I got to get my thoughts. I'm about to ask you a totally different question than I was going to ask you.
Okay.
Okay. So, other than it being a little quick, that he got out of it, how do you feel about seeing the inside of the guts of the Sarlacc?
No, go on. Sorry.
And if any, and then his escape from it. I mean, when they say something like he climbs out, like Patton Oswalt as a joke, Boba Fett climbs out of the Sarlacc pit. I picture him coming out clean. I didn't picture him coming out caked in guts and sand and all that stuff. I mean, it was gritty. And then seeing this was the next part of my question. And then seeing the stormtrooper like rooted in like what looked like a, I don't know, piece of the digestive system.
Well, that's what they say they say in Return of the Jedi where, we're getting ready to throw Luke, and he's like, well, you're going to suffer for, 1,000 years or whatever. And so, it's a very slow process down there. So,
yeah. I always thought when I heard that, I'm like, you die of starvation first.
Right. Yeah. It's like, probably there's other things that would kill you probably first, not having any air down there, I assume. But there's enough air so that he could get his flamethrower working. That's for sure.
Yeah, he broke off that, whatchamacallit, the air line. He took he went, and then, bam.
Right. Yeah, so, I was happy with it, with that. Like I said, it was a little bit rushed, but it was fun, and especially him crawling out of the sand. I was like, that's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I may have or may not have bought a T-shirt with that image on it already.
Yeah.
So
that's rock and roll right there.
Just saying.
I think these guys don't know who they're messing with right now.
Yeah, it's and because there's also you get to now. Some people were saying, "Oh, the Tusken Raiders." I was like, I think this is a different tribe of the Tusken Raiders. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not the biggest Tusken Raider expert. But it does not seem like your average Tusken Raiders. This seems like a different kind of faction. and they kind of have a badass who whooped the crap out of Boba Fett. I'm sure he's got a name. I'm sure someone knows it, but I don't know it. But
Watch, he'll end up being Boba Fett's friend.
yeah, well, there's some intrigue there with that, and then then they do show him escaping to eventually getting to Jabba's palace, and there's where everybody's paying tribute, and the one guy does not pay tribute. He's expecting a tribute from Boba Fett. Boba Fett's like, bro, do you not know? Do you know? And then, him and was it Fennec, or they're just kind of looking at each other, be like, oh, he doesn't know. That was
Right.
pretty fun.
Keep an eye on that one. Book of Boba Fett. We're talking about paying the tributes. We pause right here. Okay, now you'll be seeing the.
You're capable of anything,
Right.
at any time,
Right.
anywhere, any place.
Yeah, so you get to see how Boba's trying to do business, conduct business in Mos Eisley. So,
Yeah.
and he's trying to rule with respect, and he wants to be seen. He doesn't want to just be like a fat Jabba and just be basically feared from a building.
Right.
So he's trying to go around and basically going around to the people that he's going to pay tribute to and basically rule over and say, hey, I'm your new ruler. Just want to introduce myself.
Yeah, that's a little strange. I'd like to know more about how people accept that, or how that works. Like, so far I think all he's got is Fennec, right?
Yeah, he's got Fennec and those
then-
two Gamorrean guards. So,
Yeah.
which is
Two
nice.
Gamorrean guards.
Which is nice to see them actually do something instead of just be big and useless and dumb.
That's what I like about John Favreau's writing. He basically he doesn't just utilize all like the characters. Like, to see them would have been fan service.
Right.
To see them do something is creative.
To actually put them to work. Yeah.
Right. So
But I'm not going to say I'm blown away, but it's fun. It's fun Star Wars. Like you said, it's in the same way as the Mandalorian, where it's fun.
It's dark.
It's good Star Wars. It's not just fan service. It's not trying to do too much. It's trying to It's just trying to tell the story.
right, and it's darker though than the Mandalorian. That's why I guess my reaction is a little different than Mandalorian.
Yeah, but also it's kind of the way it was going until basically Grogu showed up, because that was always the thing with Boba Fett. Yeah, seeing Boba Fett, fight Jedi and all that stuff, but for the most part, I just wanted to see Boba Fett be Boba Fett. I wanted to see Boba Fett the bounty hunter. I want to see Boba Fett the badass. This is Boba Fett trying to make a new name for himself, I guess, but that's kind of what I liked about the early episodes of Mandalorian. You got to see a Mandalorian be a badass. So,
Oh God. Well, yeah, and then when they showed you Boba Fett, that was not even. I don't know what Mandalorian's name is, but they call him Mando sometimes. So I don't.
Yeah, I forget.
Mando couldn't even beat him.
yeah. So, yeah, and they had the one fight in the square where people were a little bit frustrated with that fight, because they're like, why didn't he use his Phoenix or his booster to fly around and do that? I was like, I don't know. So
Yeah, why is he getting beat a little bit? You know what I mean?
yeah, that's kind of the thing. I was like, can we make Boba Fett a little bit more badass than that we thought?
Unless he's pulling his punches.
Well, that's the thing. It's kind of is he not trying to completely be OP? Not trying to completely just be a badass. Like, sometimes the nice thing about a hero is seeing him get beat up just a little bit, like Indiana Jones, where He's not perfect. Sometimes he does take a little bit of a beat, and he doesn't always come out on the right end of everything. So
let me ask you a question. The show's called The Book of Boba Fett.
right.
Clearly takes place after The Mandalorian. We all know that. The only pre to that kind of thing that we see is Sarlacc pit, slavery with the Tusken Raiders. Now that we all have that on the table, could it possibly be that being the number one gangster on Tatooine is not his goal?
I hope it's not.
Like his number one goal is to rule Tatooine or something?
Well, and not to be rude, Tatooine's boring. It's a desert planet. Like let's explore more of the Star Wars universe. I'd like to see him, go do quote unquote business off world. Go. Hey, he's got to go deal with some other Hutts somewhere else. Because of their gangsters throughout the universe. So, I really hope they open it up. I really hope the whole thing's not done on Tatooine, because that'll get boring.
I agree. It might be though because of COVID.
Yeah, but the way they shoot it, they can do whatever they want. Have you seen how they shoot that show? Dude, the whole thing is a screen. The whole studio is a screen. It's very little.
Really?
Yeah, it's all mostly shot in the studio, where it's literally a 360-degree screens.
Soundstage?
Yeah, the soundstage is just giant screens, and it's amazing because it actually changes, like when the camera pivots and moves and all that, the background will go with it. It's incredible technology, so they have no excuse to stay in one spot. They can go literally wherever they want.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah, no, but I do think that it would be good to have the end, no pun intended, have the end game not be the greatest gangster on Tatooine, but perhaps something bigger.
Right. So, anyway,
but no trade federations.
no trade federations. Stay away from Coruscant and the politics, and let's have some damn fun on Star Wars for once. We wrapped up season 1 of Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Are we giving it applause? Okay, let's applause. So you liked it?
I enjoyed it a lot. Especially the ending. If they didn't stick the landing on the ending, that would not have been cool. But we got Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin back. We've got, as we know from Spider-Man, we've got Charlie Cox back as Daredevil. Why did I say it that way? Daredevil. And so it's like there's, and Kingpin's not dead.
No, that was there was a deleted scene that was supposed to pretty much just say, hey, no, that gunshot was not enough. So
yeah. And you take like a 45 or a 357 Magnum and shoot it point blank at the Kingpin.
Don't matter.
You're not going to kill him.
It don't matter.
Yeah, you're not going to kill him, man. I liked the stunts. I liked the story development. I also liked that we found out Hawkeye's wife is a former. Well, she wouldn't be an Avenger in this.
Or she would have been a SHIELD agent, right?
Yeah. Mockingbird.
I'm not sure.
I think that's who she was. Because that's why the watch was so important. So, but I did hear, not because I don't watch Marvel Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that they had a Mockingbird in that one. I got to find out if I said this right, because I can't just go out and say Mockingbird and be wrong.
But I thought it was good. The development of Kate Bishop's character was fun. She came from a little bit of making some dumb moves, to learning the whole trade from Hawkeye, learning how to be a little bit of a superhero, the whole thing. The team ups they did was pretty fun. I thought the scene on the bridge where they were firing arrows, and then He tells her to shoot the one arrow straight up so it comes straight down, and then he shoots it with the Pym arrow, and it's just this gigantic. I was like, all right, that was fun. That was good. Okay. So it was a fun show. I still have concerns that it's just a show to essentially replace Hawkeye with Kate Bishop, but it's the way things are going, so it is what it is.
Well, it's got to carry on, and I think that she's a good choice, and she did earn the moniker of Hawkeye in the comics, so it's not like they're going against that.
No, but it's also kind of she's not quite a Mary Sue. I know, they had points where they, she was, a trained archer and all this stuff, but it's just like, oh, you're the best. Well, why? Because you were in some archery competitions. Hawkeye had to, developed, hone his skills. It'd be nice to see just a little bit more of, oh, you're already the best archer on the planet. And I was like, well, I think Hawkeye would have a little something to say about that. But
well, he did though. Remember that scene? She's like, I'm one of the greatest archers on the planet. And he looks at her and he's like, whatever.
Right.
And then they get into like a battle like later on where I think the one where he's driving and she's hanging out the Batman and Robin scene, what I call the Batman and Robin scene. And then after everything's all said and done, he goes, yeah, you are. She's like, what? One of the greatest archers on the planet.
Right. So
I like that. That was cool. And then what really pulled my heartstrings is like, Kate, you're my partner. We're going to get through this. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, that little acceptance, okay, kid, like, let's,
It's a superhero trope.
Well, brought her up underneath the wing, officially you're being brought underneath Hawkeye's wing, so.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would be cool to see her down the road in a movie or something. I think that'd be great.
Yeah, it's interesting to see how much it's going to translate from the streaming services to the movies. Just one of two things, just logistically, like how long you can keep some of these characters under contract. Because, it takes a long time to get these because the series they're making, they're not cheap series. Those take money. The movies take money. The movies take time to set up. So my only concern is just, how, the future plans and, you're building this foundation but can you keep it together enough to pull it off, because, with the way Endgame and all that went, like, if you're going to be involved in a Marvel movie, are you willing to give up 10 to 15 years of your professional life to do so?
Right.
And that's pretty much that's the ask right now. So,
well, at the same time, I mean, unless you're bringing something, okay. Unless you're Rob Pattinson, who happened to be in Twilight, that blew up like crazy. Say what you want about it. Yeah, it's not the best.
And Harry Potter.
Okay, yeah. He was in Harry Potter. Yeah, I don't know. I never saw it. But when he was done with those movies, he had FU money.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, so they'd be like, hey, old Pat, or Patty Boy Robinson. Pat Robinson. I just call him Pat Robinson.
You did.
Robert Pattinson. Do this when you're a star. And he's like, no, I can go do what I want, So unless you kind of like got that kind of a money, you probably should hang on to this Marvel train for a little while, especially if you want to eat for the next 50 years without a problem.
Yeah, but also, how old is Haley? Because she's not as young as I thought she was.
She's like 25, isn't she?
Is she? I don't know. Because there was, I forget who it was. What's her name?
Haley Steinfeld. She was the little girl in True Grit. Originally played by Yvonne Craig, who was everyone Batgirl. Whose baby are you, Batgirl? Batgirl.
Yeah, so she's born in '96. So yeah, so she's just a kid still. But because there was one actress, I was like, oh, yeah, I know who I'm thinking of now. So it's not. The Danielle Pinedo in Cowboy Bebop. I thought she was younger. She's freaking like 35.
Oh wow.
But yeah, so it seems like they're hitting on a new crop of talent between Haley Steinfeld, Tom Holland, and some of the other actors, Zendaya. But I don't know how long you can keep Zendaya under contract because she wants to she wants to do whatever she wants to do. So
Yeah, she's got a little bit of that FU money
and attitude.
You know.
So
Yeah,
but good on her.
Yeah, I got to clear up something. Speaking of which, from last week, Patrick cleared it up right away. But yeah, they do have a plan for the 3 new Spider-Man movies. But yes, Tom Holland isn't confirmed in them.
Right.
So he wants to go have kids.
Yeah. Well. Yeah. With Zendaya. But
Yeah, I don't know if it's going to go for him, but
yeah, we'll see how that goes because she's a model. So, but yeah, it's the future of Marvel is very it's in flux. I'll say that between the streaming services and the movies, because we do have some movies starting to come out, and there's actually movement because of the latest Spider-Man movie. Morbius got pushed back because I think that's part of the ripple effect of the monster that is No Way Home. So
it is, because why would you, if you're Sony, okay, and you just released Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, and it was successful, hugely successful, and then you've got Spider-Man No Way Home. It's $1 billion movie now. It's beyond successful. Why would you want one of your next movies that's centered in a Spider-Man type universe to be released in January? You don't want that. January is where movies go to die. Like, I'll tell you what, if The Dark Knight, this is just my example, if The Dark Knight was released in January, there's a good chance it might not be considered, it'd be like a sleeper hit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because it's January.
yeah, it's one of those let's not have our properties overlap for no reason and basically fight each other because, let's be honest, Morbius would drown in the waves that is still being produced by No Way Home. So
I thought they were.
I'm sorry,
Go ahead. No, I don't mean to cut you off. I thought they were cracked in the head by releasing it in January anyway. It's like a foregone conclusion. Remember working in the pizza biz? How January, February were the slowest?
Well, yeah.
Movies are the same way.
Yeah, well, and also, I think they're trying to catch a wave here. Instead of drowning Morbius, I think they're going to try and catch the wave of, hey, you like this? Well, let's keep the momentum going. But it's let's just get everything completely out of the way. Milk No Way Home for as much as we can. Because it's already still at was it $1.38 billion that is produced, and it still hasn't even opened in China yet. So it might touch $2 billion. So
what kind of laugh was that? Cackle. Ace Frehley. Ace Frehley laugh.
Oh no. All right. All right, other movie news. Unfortunate. Grace Randolph claims The Flash will erase Ben Affleck's Batman and Henry Cavill's Superman from the DCEU. So Grace Randolph is tweeting. This is obviously via Twitter, as I've told you, with the update to Flash. Batfleck's final appearance, old footage of Cavill used on TV, new Justice League formed, Supergirl as new Superman, Keaton working with Black Canary, picks Batgirl as new Batman. This is new DC. Let's be open-minded and give it a fair shot. Now, when you have to end a tweet with, this is new DC, let's be open-minded and give it a fair shot, that's kind of like saying, yeah, we know this is not what you guys want, but give it a shot.
I almost have next to nothing to say about this other than I'm not surprised.
I just see, and I don't understand why the WB cannot get their shit together and get their properties in order to produce a coherent freaking universe for the movies. I do not understand why they cannot get that together.
I can't either. It's not that hard.
No, because I mean, you've seen the blueprint. You don't have to deal with the things like Marvel has to deal with, where the MCU owns this, Sony owns that. No, you're the WB. You got Superman, you got Batman, you got the Flash, you got Wonder Woman, you got all your heroes, covered.
Got all the toys in the same toy box.
But you can't get them to play right together. Like, figure it out. Sorry.
Something that they take, a lot of people take this, and I think this has a lot to do with Jeff Johns. And I like Jeff Johns, some of his stories, but I'm not a very big fan of him in real life. Kind of like what we talked about with Mark Hamill.
Right.
He represents a lot of the DC characters as gods. I never saw them that way. I never saw them as like the new gods. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they were. That was brought up to me like a couple years ago, and I go, I never quite understood that whole take. I mean, like, I understand obviously with Superman and some of the characters, but other ones, it's like, no. But anyway, go on.
Well, I mean, but you could find a Marvel character that is from Earth that is just as strong and powerful as Superman. He's there.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you call? I have not met a firefighter, let alone another human being that could lift 10 tons. Spider-Man can.
Yeah.
And so why isn't he a god? You know what I mean? So I think that take on it has really tripped him up. I really do. Well, they, at least for 2 seasons, they cracked the code on the CW every time.
Yeah, and that's the thing too, because if I don't know entirely who's bringing the next wave of DCEU stuff, but when they had the early seasons of Flash, the early seasons of Green Arrow, even the early seasons of Supergirl, it seemed like they had a good chemistry, a good coherent thing going. And then it kind of went to shit.
Yeah, I think the only one out of those 3 shows that had a good season 3 was Arrow.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of stick with season 2 and maybe a half of Flash, and then season 1 and 2 of Supergirl. And
well, because they even had was it Legends of Tomorrow, which I
that's
liked.
still kicking it.
Yeah, well, and that was one of those shows they completely leaned into the campiness of the show, and then once was it Brandon Roth and his wife left, I kind of lost interest in that show. But that show was fun.
They were fired. Well, at least Brandon Roth was.
Well, that I'd say, and that was the rumor did they leave? Were they fired? What happened there?
He talks all about it on Inside of You if you ever get a chance to watch that or listen to that interview 2 years ago or a year ago.
Yeah, so, but like I said, it seems like they had their shit together for, a couple seasons there. And then, but it seems like the writers who put together Batwoman, which was never successful, and a lot of the newer things, they're the ones producing the new DCEU. Even the stuff that's going straight to HBO Max and, the Batgirl movie we talked about earlier. You're not happy with the writer.
No, I'm not, because this person doesn't. I saw Birds of Prey.
Right.
You know what was good about Birds of Prey? All the actresses. That's it. And I'm saying, like, you can't. You got to give them something to do.
But that's the thing. You didn't have a bad cast for that movie.
Hell no. Hell no.
And I remember I was like, look at that cast. I was like, that's a solid cast, and I still don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's dopey and fun. That's all I can say. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't know why that.
But you literally have probably, I'm going to say arguably, one of the best people to play Superman, Henry Cavill, wants to play the character. He wants to play that character till he can't. Studio wants nothing to do with him. You still have Gal Gadot out there. You let Margot Robbie just walk away from the character of Harley Quinn. I'm not the biggest Harley Quinn fan, but she's the perfect Harley Quinn. And you just let that woman walk.
Is that what happened?
Yeah, because she literally just came out and they're like, oh, well, what projects are you going to do? She's like, they haven't contacted me. You know,
I don't know. It's a dumpster fire over there. I think the only hope we got is that whoever's coming in with Discovery, when Discovery takes over WB and AT&T doesn't have it anymore or whatever, I think it's AT&T, that they let that ship sink and they build a new Enterprise. We get like the Enterprise A or E
or F, whatever.
Did you ever see Enterprise F? I've never seen Enterprise F. I don't know anything about an Enterprise F.
There's lots of letters in the alphabet.
I know. I just want to know if you've seen anything.
No, I don't know. I lost track of Enterprises.
It's still on E. We haven't had one since '96.
Oh, okay, good. So, but all right.
Since that Haley Steinfeld was born.
Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Enter Gary Busey.
All right, Adam. I think that's about it with news. Let's go on with what we're reading and watching.
One more.
No, go ahead.
I have one more thing.
Yeah.
Because I think there's a lot of people out there that don't know this, and I had to like kind of ingest it myself. And come March, you're going to go sit in a movie theater. You're going to go, what? And I'm talking about the Batman. It is likely that in this movie, Thomas Wayne was involved with the Falcones. That's all.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's implied in what is it, the
Long Halloween?
Yeah, Long Halloween. So that's not news, but also to comic book normies or just normies in general, that might be a little bit of a shock.
Yeah, I'm just a warning out there. First I really ever heard of it. It's probably the Long Halloween back when I was a kid. Forgot, and then I played the Telltale series for Xbox, which was fun. Not as fun as the other games, but it was fun. And that's what they did in there. And I cracked the code on my custom Vicky Vale figure. Coming soon.
Nice. So, all right, Adam, what are you watching?
Well, I just finished Hawkeye. I just finished just today watched the Book of Boba Fett. Since Spider-Man No Way Home was coming out, I watched Spider-Man 2 and I watched Amazing Spider-Man 1, and then I saw the Spider-Man No Way Home, and then I couldn't get enough. So then I watched Amazing Spider-Man 2, Spider-Man 1, and I was like, I might as well go back and watch Far From Home and Homecoming. So I watched those. Now I'm out of Spider-Man to watch, so guess what? I gotta watch Into the Spider-Verse. So I'm spidered out, man. I'm not even spidered out, I'm just spidered.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then you can get into the animated series. So that'll be fun.
I'll probably will if I'm withdrawing that bad. Because I like that 90s one. I want to check that one. So that's what I'm watching. Nothing's landed in my lap for me to read right now. I want to read Scorched, I can tell you that.
When's that supposed to come out? That's supposed to come out fairly soon. I know I saw Todd on Instagram signing Scorched issues that I really would like to get my fingers on.
I already thought you had it.
No, not yet. No, it's my understanding it's not yet. It's close, but not yet.
Okay.
So, but I have been watching it was supposed to be the last season of The Expanse. I think it's getting renewed, and frankly, it needs to be renewed because the last season is only 6 episodes, and we are 4 episodes in, and they haven't covered crap. so they it's one of two things: either they knew they were going to get renewed for another couple seasons, or they simply did not know how to land this plane. So yeah, the quote unquote final season of The Expanse, not a ton going on. It's just kind of like yeah, stuff's going on. They're introducing new villains and everything, and I'm like, we don't have time to introduce new villains. We need to wrap this stuff up. So it's kind of one of those. Yeah, I think it was, and I thought I saw an article where they got renewed for another couple seasons. They might even have like a couple like one-off movies or something. So we'll see. Hopefully we'll get more from The Expanse, and hopefully we'll get good stuff from The Expanse. Not we didn't know what to do, even though it's all pulling from books. But right now it's looking like we didn't quite know how to land this last season. So we're gonna do some more, which is fine. But it needs to start doing something pretty quick here. But all right. So what I am reading, I actually picked up a bunch of books. I picked up. I'm behind on my King Shark, but man, look at this cover. I love that cover.
Holy cow!
I love it.
That is awesome.
And just like, I don't know, the art is freaking awesome. I love it.
Wait. Bring that back up.
Okay.
Is that who's?
Sorry.
Oh, I see him now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I looked like a headless guy first. I was like, is that a headless Bane? But no, I see it now.
So those are the King Sharks I have to get caught up on, and I picked up the latest King Spawn and Gunslinger Spawn. So this looks like that's King Spawn number 5.
Okay.
So, and then this is almost like a manga cover of a. There we go.
There we go.
Gunslinger Spawn.
Awesome.
So read those, but I picked up a new comic, Lady Mechanica, and this is an Image comic. If you like steampunk and the whole thing, it's a pretty sweet book. Great art. It is brought to you by Joe Benitez. So the Monster of the Ministry of Hell #1. So I don't know if this pulls off another series or not, but it's the first book that I picked up. Fun book, intrigue and all that. So we'll see. Love steampunk, love the art. Fun story so far. So we'll see how that goes. But I picked this up because I was at Liberty Comics, and I kind of did the like, hey buddy, like, give me something to read. And he gave me this. He's like, this is the last one of these. And I said, yeah, I'll take that. Oh my gosh, this is so freaking good. The only thing I don't like about it, it's oddly shaped. Like, it is not like comic book dimensions.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell do I do with this? Do I have a special bag and board for this or what? But
I don't bag and board my trades anymore. My graphic
it's not
novels.
it's a book, but it's just a thin book.
Yeah, I just kind of put them neatly in like a book rack.
Yeah, and that's the
bookcase.
I'll be doing that this weekend. I'm going to IKEA to go pick up some stuff. But holy moly, what a good freaking read. Swamp Thing, Green Hell, book 1. Okay, so there's 2 things I don't like. The first thing is the shape. It's odd. Number 2, the second book doesn't come out till February. So, but it's got a Jeff Lemire, Doug Manicki, and David Barron. It's kind of got like the art's a little bit sketchy, but it goes right with the storyline. I was like, I don't like it, but I was thinking, it goes right with the storyline where it's kind of follows almost a tribe of humans that it's not quite post-apocalyptic, but it's implied that this is the last group of these humans, and it kind of goes through that. And and brings in Spawn, and it brings in a surprise character at the end. Do you want me to spoiler for you? You ready?
Okay.
Constantine. So good.
Yeah, so good.
And it's an older version of Constantine, and it's funny because they're like, well, it's a fishing community, so they're fishing for their food, and that's how they get everything. And they're like, well, stay away from the lighthouse, stay away from the man in the lighthouse. Well, finally they get attacked by a swamp thing, and then they send the one guy's kid and the old man. They go to he's like, screw it, we're going to the lighthouse. And then you get to the lighthouse, and it's like, oh, hey, John. I'm like, and then he starts, speaking all English. I was like, oh, hey, buddy. Hi, Constantine. And then it's actually pretty sweet. I got to gush over the last panels because, they're coming to him for help. And what does he do? He pulls Swamp Thing into the universe, and it says he's like, Constantine. He's like, Constantine, I was free, I was home. How dare you? How dare you? He's like, yeah, sorry, man, had to pull you back. So,
wow,
it's a definitely pickup. So,
ooh, man.
So, yeah.
If you ever get a chance, you got to read Alan Moore's run on Swamp Thing.
Dude, total full disclosure, never read a Swamp Thing book. I read that and I looked at my wife. I was like, I need Swamp. Not only do I need more Swamp Thing, I was like, I want a Swamp Thing tattoo.
I don't blame you. He's awesome.
Yeah,
he's awesome.
And I'm like, yeah, and I got to get that damn McFarlane figure. I was like, son of a bitch. And I was looking, I immediately went to Amazon, eBay. And that was one of the first things I pulled up because they have the whole Alan Moore series, and I think on average it runs about $100. But I have a feeling it'll be well worth $100 investment. So,
it will, especially when he goes to Gotham City.
Yeah.
You want some spoilers? Anyone at home want spoilers?
No, stop it. No, we're done. No spoilers.
So good. It's so good.
Go read the books. Like me, I
already did.
Yeah, well,
I know. I get it. I'm shutting up. All
right. So, I think that's about it. So,
we want to do toys.
Oh yeah, let's do toys.
All right. I brought 3 to the sandbox today. Well, technically 6, but anyways, But, all right, I'll start with, I told you last week I bought the Fantastic Four.
Right. That's where the tax return went.
yeah, part of it. So, yeah, there they are. Marvel Legends, Fantastic Four, the updated suits. I really dig this. I'm glad that I was able to find him not all blown out in red. That irritates me when that's the only one you could find. Because, imagine if he was just on fire sitting on the couch, right? So there's that.
So I can't have anything nice.
And I can't wait for now you bring it. I got that Swamp Thing on pre-order. I can't wait till it gets here.
I can't find it in stores.
Yeah. Have you seen any YouTubes on it or anything?
I'm sure I've seen them, but I haven't watched
thing's
anything.
taller than
it's a monster.
Wolf. Yeah.
I say it's got to be close to the size of Darkseid.
Right. So, but one of my pre-orders from McFarlane Toys did show up today. Superboy Prime.
Nice.
And it is a very nice figure. Superboy Prime is a little jaded, and he doesn't mind killing your universe for his. And then this one is my favorite one that came through this week. I found it on eBay. Like you said, I've been bitten by a spider, and Marvel Legends that's done by Hasbro today was originally done by Toy Biz, the Toy Biz line, and this comes from the Toy Biz line early O's, and it is a green Goblin. He comes off of the glider. He's articulated and everything, but he's just fucking awesome.
No, that's I almost have a hard time believing that came from early thousands. So
Early 2000s, yeah. And it's I think they have a yeah. Well, anyways, it's the early 2000s, but uh, I don't know where the stamp is. I'm probably on this foot that I can't read. But yes, sir. Um, all those Marvel Legends from the early 2000s all come with like diorama pieces.
yeah, yeah, because I picked up. I don't have it to show right now, but the Spider-Man diorama comes. He's like on a smashed car. I'm like, it took us. I had to read the back of the box. I was just reading. I was like, oh shit, that's a smashed car. He's just standing on there. So
Yeah, I mean they're cool. They made all of the first Spider-Man movie toys that were made for the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Oh my God, they're all ridiculously priced, except for Mary Jane. Nobody wanted her.
poor Kirsten
And-
Dunst.
Yeah, I know, but it was a time where
we
those
still love
figures
you.
didn't. That's right. It was a time when those figures didn't sell, so I bought her because of the diorama piece comes with. She comes with this balcony that's about that damn big, and if you press a button on it, you can pretend that he flies by, and then he throws the pumpkin bomb. You press a button, and it tips over. It's pretty cool.
Wow, that's
Yeah, it was-
that's intricate.
Want to see it?
Next time.
Okay.
Maybe we'll do it in the Instagram video for that.
Well, yeah, I'll. Well, once I get a setup going too, you know what I mean. I gotta, all my DC stuff is set up. I'm just kind of experimenting with the Marvel stuff right now.
Yeah, I'm excited because I'm going to IKEA because I am planning on buying a bunch of shelving and cabinets and all that stuff so I can start displaying it and actually be part of. I'll be changing my camera setup, so coming up very soon, my camera setup will be completely different. So hopefully, show off a lot more of the figures and toys and comics and everything that we've started collecting here. So, but I have a toy.
Oh yes, yes, bitch. Ah.
Yeah. I not the biggest Deathstroke, but I was like, this is the best Deathstroke that has been produced. I mean, you can argue
Ever
with me,
been made.
that's fine. But I found this guy on Facebook Marketplace, very reasonably priced. He was already open and displayed, so I was like, that's fine because that's what I plan on doing. So, but also, Adam, you sent me a account on Instagram for
Yes.
aftermarket because, as everybody knows, with WB properties going forward, there will be no guns
The action figures.
for the action figures. So that means all the cool Suicide Squad guys, no guns. You get swords that they can kill you with, but no guns. But this gentleman 3D prints guns, that are correct size and everything. So, what was his? You sent that to me, so let me see if we can
Yeah.
give him a little pub. Even though, because I believe right now he is over. He doesn't have any right now. He's got to get caught up on orders.
Yeah, he's like behind. People want all these Bloodsport guns and everything. I don't blame him.
No, because they're awesome. They're perfect, is what they are. They're I forget. Okay, so it's MRG Toys.
MRG toys. Yeah.
MRG Toys with a Z. So that's the guy. If you can give him a follow on Instagram or YouTube. It looks like he's got a YouTube channel. But he does, if you're looking for aftermarket action figure guns, that is one guy. If you guys know others, please let us know because we are always looking for great accessories for our figures and our dioramas. So if you have any info to add, or if you do it yourself, please let us know. We'd love to give you some love. So
Yeah, and if you do know anybody else too, and you're a collector of the McFarlane DC multiverse, I don't know if you've seen what the sculptors have done with the new Red Hood figures because they can't have guns. Well, the original Red Hood figure that they put out has a couple of nice big old hand cannons, right?
Yep. I'm looking
And,
at them right now.
Yeah, you got it. I don't know if it's the Three Jokers Red Hood or if it's the Gotham Knights Red Hood or both, but they sculpted his hands like this.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I forget, but yeah, I was like, come on.
It's either one of them or both. I think that was a deliberate FU.
Yeah. Hold on, I gotta. Yeah, because I've got the three.
Yeah, you got the criminal there, don't you?
Yeah, I've got the criminal. Damn it, they won't show me the red.
Oh, you got Batgirl.
Dude, if you want, I'll get. Oh, you got it pre-ordered because they got they got a gazillion at my Target. So
that's why I'm upset. I'm not upset because you have one.
No,
I'm upset because how is that pre-ordered?
Yeah, we've discussed this, but
yeah, how is that pre-ordered?
Yeah, I'm.
Anyways, long story short, too, there's a couple things. I'm not trying to spread rumors. I'm just trying to wonder if like they're doing subtle things on purpose to kind of give like an FU to, but they're kind of hurting fans because if you look at your Batgirl and you look at this Superboy Prime, I hope I'm not ruining this for you. Look at her eyes.
I have seen this because they posted this, and I've heard a good reason why they do this, but also it's kind of
annoying.
Yeah, because they do they call it the side eye, right?
Right.
Because if they have the figure looking head on, eyes looking straight forward, but if one of the eyes is off, just a little bit, so it's just a little bit, it's a bit of a cop out, but I understand why they would tend to do a little bit of a side eye view instead of just a straight on view.
So here's my question. We both know that you are artistically skilled.
Okay.
That's no secret. Can you fix that?
Would I? No. I would not on your figures. I would try it on mine, but I wouldn't do it on yours because I wouldn't want to screw it up. That's the thing.
What if you did it well on yours? Would you do it good on mine?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'd be willing to give it a shot, but yeah, because when it comes to stuff like that, it's like when I learned to do brakes on my car. And people are like, "Oh, you want to do my brakes?" I was like, "No, I'm not doing your brakes because if I kill you."
I understand.
Yeah, and if I don't mind messing with my figures, but I don't want to mess with anybody else's. So, but also, yeah, because like on my Robin, and this is kind of the other thing. So my Robin, he's got the, no eyes. He's got just white.
I'd rather that.
And I wonder, because I know you're more of a Batgirl collector than I am. She's always used pupils. She, like most of her in the comics, doesn't have the clear eyes.
Yeah, she doesn't have the clear eyes. I can tell you at least on the New 52 Batgirl that she...
The Three Jokers, of which I read,
Yeah, it's basically the Three Jokers one too. Those two costumes are virtually one of my favorite costumes. I'm looking forward to getting her other one though, the Gotham Knight one, because I do kind of want a Barbara Gordon in that style of costume, that kind of DC rebirth.
Yep. And that's one of the reasons I picked up the Three Joker version because I love that costume. That's my favorite costume.
Yep.
Just that gray, gray and
down.
Gray with the yellow logo. So.
And the full cowl.
Yep.
I'm knocking on the toy table. I only did it once.
Hey.
We're not done talking about toys. Have you been on the McFarlane toy store lately?
Maybe. What am I missing?
Looks like he's bringing back. I don't know if he bought the tools, or he's bought in all the surplus that never got put out, or they pulled the plug on the line. But the DC Essentials, he's got the which are not McFarlane figures. They are DC Direct Essentials that got canceled.
Right. Well, because he got the DC Direct contract, so he gets all the junk that came along with it, all the unsold products, I assume.
Well, it's not so much junk. These are nice figures.
No, right.
He debuted the DC Deceased ones, so you get like all the zombie versions.
Yeah.
But he's also putting out the Essentials. He's got the Nightwing version out, plain Jane Nightwing. He's got the DC Rebirth of Batman in his rebirth suit. So, man, yeah. I've only got Wonder Woman and Supergirl.
Yeah, the DC Deceased doesn't do anything for me. I'm over the whole zombie thing.
Yeah. If he makes a Laurel Lance, Dinah Laurel Lance, Black Canary / Green Lantern, if he does that, my head will explode.
Seeing how much stuff he's got coming out, that guy's got so many things, so many irons in the fire right now. So, yeah, it wouldn't shock me. But I'm still waiting on my my Hawkman. So,
I look like Kirby. Yeah, no, definitely. Hawkman. Yeah, just give us the Justice League. Why'd you have to make Batman in a coat?
Why did we need 27 more Batmans? Give us one. I say give us a good Hawkman, Hawkgirl. You know, we finally got our Martian Manhunter. We got our General Zod. I'm so excited about General Zod.
Me too.
Pre-ordered. So that one's on pre-order.
Did you see Black Adam?
No.
Oh, that's why you don't know about Batman in a winter coat?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Now I'm intrigued. I'll have to check out after the show. But
yeah, Batman. It's a cool Batman in a winter coat,
right?
But it could have been Hawkman,
right? I wonder how hard it would be to change that into from Red
Soviet.
Sun. Yeah,
Soviet Batman.
Yeah,
there is a Soviet Batman action figure out there.
I know, but it's not the easiest to find, and it's not cheap either.
Is it? Okay.
Because I've looked, but it's like, no, better not. Because I'm also like, come on, Ted. Come on.
Right. Well, you made the Superman, so.
Right, yeah. I was like, you made a Superman. I mean, come on. So. But, all right, Adam, I think it's time to wrap it up. So, first, I just want to thank you guys for all the support. You guys have been amazing. And just bear with us. We got our own irons in the fire right now, so we do have more content coming from you. We're also I'm trying to produce more content on Instagram and everything for you guys. So mainly comic reviews, toy reviews will be put up there, and then obviously we will talk about them here. But one of the things that we do have coming, Adam, is
the Bright Knight Chronicles.
The Bright Knight Chronicles. So I think we're going to start shooting those very soon, probably within the next couple weeks. But basically, we're just going to go through the Batman 66 show, and we're going to sit down, we're going to commentate on it, and who knows where it's going to go from there, but that's where it's going to start anyway. So, and we're just going to have a whole lot of fun, and maybe we'll get some other probably get Patrick back, maybe even Patrick's dad on there to talk about some of that stuff. So
he'd love to be on both of those guys.
So, but yeah, we got stuff for it that we're working on. Plus, we have, like I said, upgrades that we have coming, not just studio wise, but also technology wise. We're gonna hopefully get some things, make it sound a little bit better, make us look a little bit better, as much as technology is advanced to or not. But but we're working on it, guys, and we can't wait to see what we bring you. So.
Yeah, one of the best pieces of equipment I'm going to start utilizing to make the camera look better on my side is I got this treadmill. I'm going to start using it.
Yeah, it's I'm going to do that thing that people do at the beginning of the year and start going to the gym a little bit more, but the gyms are too packed right now.
Yeah. No, I'm going to give you guys a little taste of the kinds of things you'll hear on the Bright Knight Chronicles. Burt Ward, who was cast as Robin, and played Robin. Didn't know he got the part. No one told him. So they call him up. They're like, "Are you coming?" "Oh yeah, when's it start?" "Tomorrow." "Oh." So that's how he got on the show. And Lyle Wagner, they did a test with Lyle Wagner and somebody else as Robin. You can see that footage out there. You can bring it up on YouTube. But they just knew that Adam West and Burt Ward were going to be the right pick for the comedy of it. You can see Adam West and Burt Ward's scene in the same exact scene shot with Lyle Wagner and the other guy on YouTube.
But all right, guys, just want to once again thank you so much. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Obviously, we are not on Twitter because Twitter is a terrible place, but we enjoy Instagram and Facebook. So check us out, and if you are not subscribed, please give us a subscribe. You guys have no idea how much that helps just to get us in the algorithm and hopefully get us out to a few more viewers. So if you like what we're doing, just tell your friends, tell your family, let people know that, hey, we're a good listen. So just want to say thank you. And Adam, I'll let you wrap it up.
Hey guys, thanks a lot. Just like what Nick said, give us a like and a subscribe, and we really appreciate that. We appreciate you listening to us, and I'll tell you what, we like doing this for you, and it's wonderful for us because guess what doesn't happen in this time? Real life. We get an escape, and we all get to talk about the toys in our toy box, literally and figuratively. So we love you guys, and have a great night.
And now we dance. Good night, America.